Good Monday morning to you. The time now is 10 a.m. You're listening to WDBX FM Carbondale. The show is Talk the Town. I'm one of your hosts, Amy Fox, as well as our other host, Mr. Gary Williams. And we are so glad you're waking up with us this morning. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend, enjoyed some of the sunshine, and hopefully celebrated St. Patrick's Day. We have Miss Stephanie Brown in studio this morning here to tell us a little bit about the Autism Society Beer and Wine Crawl. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
And this is a first event for you.
This is a first event of this kind in Southern Illinois. So when I'm looking and trying to plan new events for the Autism Society, I always try to think, okay, what hasn't been done in our area, and how can we showcase some of our local beautiful talent that's already right here. So I partnered up with Walker's Bluff. In the past, we've done a color run out at SIU. So the wine and beer crawl is going to be set up kind of like that, where at each station the participants will get a tasting from several different sponsors at that event. So it's a way to not only raise money for the Autism Society, but it is also another way to showcase our local wineries and brewery here in Southern Illinois.
And this is going on the first Saturday in April the 6th.
Correct.
And what are the hours for the run?
So you can run, yes, absolutely run. But again, it's going to be outside on a wine trail. So if you want to do like a stroll or a walk or a jog, whatever pace you want to go at, it starts at 11 a.m. and it starts at Walker's Bluff. And we have some wonderful sponsors from Lincoln Heritage, Feather Hills, Walker's Bluff, Hop Brewery, St. Nicholas Brewery Company. So there'll be craft beers and local wines.
And really, what are you hoping the reaction is from people that come out on April the 6th?
I just hope that they will have a great time supporting a good cause, and that they will also get to sample some local wines and, just get people talking and excited about all the beautiful things that are offered here in Southern Illinois.
And all of the proceeds go back to help the Autism Society of Southern Illinois. If you want to talk a little bit about your organization and how it benefits people right here in Southern Illinois.
Right. So 100% of our funds go to our families. So none of our staff or board are paid employees or receive any type of incentives. It's just because they have the pure love of children and wanting to build up Southern Illinois and it's not just really for children with autism anymore. We also support children living with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, just because we find that so many families are looking for a connection. So we offer programs such as free swim lessons, and we partner with the Carbondale Park District to provide those. We also work with the Hub out of Marion. And so again, that's no charge to our families. We provide equine scholarships out at Giant City Stables. Again, that is a great opportunity for families living here in Southern Illinois to take advantage of. And we pay for those scholarships. We host family fun days, gymnastic days where we get, because our kids are always looking for some type of sensory input, and let's face it, what kid doesn't need some fun and exercise after they've been in the house all winter long? And so that's a free event. We do movie days, we do family dinners, so just all types of things.
And sorry, go ahead, Gary.
I was going to ask, so, and you had told me recently, you shared like how you got the organization started, which is a pretty cool story.
Mm-hmm. So we started in 2013. In 2010, I had a son. His name is Mason. He's fabulous, of course. But I did receive a diagnosis with Mason when he was 18 months. That's kind of early for autism. They usually start diagnosis at 2. But I am a child development specialist, so I noticed he was missing some of his milestones. When you go and receive the diagnosis of autism, it's kind of scary, because really that is a scary word. And as a parent, you have these plans, these goals, and these dreams that you have for your child, and then when someone gives you a diagnosis that no one really knows much about, because each individual with autism is so different. So when they say if you've met one person living with autism, you've met one person. And that's what makes treatment and therapy is so complicated, because what might work for some, another child, it may not have the same benefits. So when Mason was diagnosed, I was overwhelmed, and I tell everyone I went kind of like the 5 stages of grief. Mm-hmm. And then I just decided one night, I said, well, I really wanted him to play baseball, all these things. But why can't he? And why couldn't he have those opportunities? He should. So I'm also a firm believer, instead of just complaining, I'm a doer. So if I have a complaint, I'm usually trying to offer a suggestion or to try to change that. So not only just for Mason, we started Buddy Baseball. So Buddy Baseball is designed, and that's something that we also do in the spring and fall, for kids to have the opportunity to play baseball. So we just started small, and every kid is paired up with a buddy or 2. Again, we are very fortunate to have SIU on our back door, because they have all type of students that are looking for volunteer work and that are going to graduate and move on and start working with individuals that they're going to come into contact with. So we have the School of Medicine, we have recreation, we have ABA, special education. I mean, it's just wonderful assets to have. And so those students volunteer through the Saluki Volunteer Corps, and they buddy up with a player. And they might have 1 player, they might have 2 players. It just depends on what the needs of the child is. And then they play baseball. And they run, they play in the dirt, they run the bases, they hit the ball. Now, Mason happens to not like baseball. His favorite thing about baseball is playing in the dirt. So I'm the person that I'm like, okay, great. But you know what? He likes to play in the dirt, and he gets the opportunity to play in the dirt at the game. So it's just building those experiences that you thought you were going to lose or you might not get to have, because you have this diagnosis, that we're giving those back. And we're saying, you know what? It's a different take on life. And it's a different way to look at it. And Mason definitely has taught me how to be a better person, because I was moving through life too fast. This has taught me to slow down and appreciate everything and to look at things differently. They told me that Mason would never speak. He would never have expressive language. So when he started daycare, it was very hard. Preschool, it was very hard for me to send him to school, because I was worried that the kids might be bullies, they might be mean to him. Instead, it was the best thing I ever did for not only him, but I think for the kids in his classroom as well. There was a little girl, and she just took him underneath her wing, and she looked dead at me, and she said, "It's time for you to leave. Are you Mason's mom? It's time. All the other parents have left. It's time for you to go, lady." And and I explained to her that Mason would want to be her friend, but Mason couldn't speak. Well, why can't he speak? That's a very good question. Mm-hmm. I said, Mason has autism. Well, what is autism? And, and I thought for a minute, that's really hard to explain to adults, but how can I explain this to kids? And I said, well, Mason just doesn't know how to speak, but he wants to play. He gets excited. And she asked me if that made me sad. And I said, no. I had to think about it. I'm having a therapy session with a 3-year-old. And I said, no, it doesn't make me sad. And she said, that's because his heart speaks to your heart. I was like trying to get through the day without crying, and this little girl's breaking me down. So she told me she was going to teach Mason how to speak. That was her whole goal. And I said, oh, you know what? If you can do that, that's great. You'll be worth $10,000 of therapy. Okay, great. And she did. She did. His classmates have fully embraced him, and they called me back, and he said hello. It started with hello, it started with bye, and now his vocabulary is great. And kids are always teaching us something every day. Mm-hmm. And this kid taught me the power of kindness and acceptance, and more importantly, inclusion. So Mason is welcomed into his class. He's in general education. So Mason is welcomed into his general education classroom. He's not just accepted, he's welcomed. They invite him to his birthday parties, and they'll even give Mason cues. They'll say, Mason, we're going to sing the birthday song if you want to walk out. Because they know him. And it's just a wonderful experience, because not only is Mason benefiting from them, but they're benefiting from him as well. They're learning kindness, they're learning acceptance, and that's really what it's all about.
Well, thank you so much for sharing some of your story. It's a wonderful story, and one that I'm sure resonates with a lot of people who are listening this morning. And, it sounds like the Autism Society is really a family, and you meet people who are going through or who have been through similar experiences. And it really seems like it's a great network for people.
That's exactly what it is. We are a great big extended family, and your children become our children. We share your successes, you share our successes, and we just get it. We don't have to explain anything to each other. We just understand and accept and enjoy life.
I appreciate so much sharing that story, Stephanie. And when you spoke to me recently and shared parts of that, I think it's important for people to hear that. And the bigger part is why you're doing what you're doing, right? And it's for so many of us that played Little League and do all those things growing up, every kid should have that opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about what you're doing and what your organization's doing is to provide those opportunities for kids that may not otherwise have them.
Yeah, so and another favorite activity is our Sensitive Santa, because again, kids with sensory issues, the waiting in line, the mall, the sounds. So every year we do Sensitive Santa, and they get to meet Santa Claus one-on-one on their own terms. They may sit on their lap. Santa might sit on the floor. So one day we actually do Santa in a little village where the families come, and it's for the whole family. So it's siblings. And that's the other thing I want to stress, is that it's not just for the child living with autism. It's for the entire family, because the entire family is living with autism. Your community is living with autism. I guarantee if you talk to 10 people in your circle today, you're going to know someone who is affected by a person living with autism. So it's we like it when people ask us questions. We want to create opportunities. We're always looking to stay involved. We're always looking for new things to do. So yeah, we're always looking for volunteers.
And if someone is listening this morning and would like to get involved with your organization, how do they need to go about contacting you, or how do they go about doing that?
So the best way to reach me, honestly, is through email, and that is autismsociety@gmail.com. Or you can call my cell phone, which I actually have a paid job, so I will call you back when I'm not at work. It's 618-319-3303. But again, the best and easiest way is through the email.
And I know you mentioned a couple of the different programs that you put on throughout the year, but the big event that's coming up is the Autism Society Beer and Wine Crawl on Saturday, April 6th at Walker's Bluff. And if someone's just now joining us on WDBX, tell us a little bit about this event and how the community can really get involved.
Right. So again, it is April 6th. It's at 11 o'clock. It's at Walker's Bluff. Tickets actually stop on Friday, so you need to get your tickets before Friday. Just come on out. Participate, have a good time. We also have a local band, 988. They're performing at the end of the event. If you cannot participate in the wine and beer crawl, we are doing another sunset walk on April 13th at SIU at the track and field arena. So either one, just
and
come
you're
out.
Always taking donations.
We're always taking donations. We're hoping to do some things around the city that will not only benefit our children, but all children. So yeah, we want to invest in our community because our community invests in us.
Is there anything else, Gary, you'd like to add?
No,
Stephanie, maybe we forgot to ask you.
No. Again, if you guys have any questions, or if you know someone who could benefit from being in our programs, or if you have any great ideas for us, we're always available and listening for suggestions.
Great. Well, we wish you only the best and crossing our fingers for good weather.
I know. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie.
And we're going to take a short break and get you some announcements, and we'll be right back.
Good morning. This is Alicia with the City of Carbondale here to bring you this week's calendar of events. On Friday, March 22nd, 2019, beginning at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., it's the 19th annual For Kids' Sake Grand Opening Reception. This event is an inspiring art event by children, professional and international artists. The event will take place at Long Branch Cafe, located at 100 East Jackson Street. For more information, please call 618-529-5044. And on Saturday, beginning at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. March 23rd, 2019. It's Fresh Fitness. Fresh Fitness has returned to Carbondale Community High School. The exercise class will begin at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. during the Carbondale Community Farmers Market. SIU Student Recreation Center instructors will teach a variety of cardio and strength training classes. No experience is necessary. Participants are encouraged to wear comfortable clothes and bring a water bottle, towel, or a yoga mat. A cash donation of $5 is suggested. For more information, please call 618-559-1939. Also, on March 23rd, 2019, the Carbondale Farmers Market presents Celebrate Nutrition, beginning at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's a free indoor event located at 1301 East Walnut, Carbondale, Illinois. A kid-friendly event to celebrate National Nutrition Month. Spark interest in food and nutrition with these fun activities. For more information, please call 618-370-3287. For more information on these events and others, please visit our websites at carbendaletourism.org or WDBX.org, or you could reach us by phone at 618-457-3228. Thank you and have a great week.
Good morning to you. The time now is 10:16 a.m. We hope you're having a wonderful Monday and enjoying some of that sunshine. Hopefully it sticks around a little bit longer than it has been. We have Julie Robinson in studio this morning talking about the Southern Illinois AIDS Walk. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much for having me. I love to be here.
And first off, tell us a little bit about the walk. It's coming up on Saturday, March 23rd. What can people expect?
You can show up at 10, pop in anytime, of course, but 10 a.m. we'll open the doors. We have tables laid out and a bunch of friendly volunteers. We'll have breakfast cooking. We provide breakfast. Usually it's continental this year. We have a whole crew. We have a group from Shawnee Hills and Hollers coming over to cook us some delicious food and a good food donation to do that with. We'll have supplies out for sign making if you didn't bring your signs or bringing your signs from last year, et cetera, et cetera. And you can put your group or your name or with the message of End the Stigma or AIDS awareness, HIV awareness. We'll have lots of options and suggestions for inspiration for those signs. And then at 11, we start with some really cool speakers, and we'll have tables there. And then shortly after, we'll do walk around a few blocks with our signs, to show awareness and solidarity and all of that.
And this is an annual tradition here in Carbondale. It's been going on for many years.
Yes, this is our 20th, actually. I'm excited. So I was looking at pictures from 20 years ago. It's getting all nostalgic.
A little bit different styles for hair and clothes, but really what is the main purpose of this event?
For this event in particular, it's destigmatizing. If I go home to my family at Thanksgiving and say, I have cancer, I'm going to get sympathy, I'm going to get compassion, I'm going to get embraced. And if I go home at Thanksgiving and say I'm HIV positive, not that they're the exact same sentence by any means, or, but there's definitely a different tone sometimes, and it's just not talked about. And in the past and sometimes now, it's oppressed. It's stigmatized in the sense that, if I have HIV and I go try to get employment and it's known that I have HIV, it could have a negative effect. So by having sororities, fraternities, and leaders in the community and mayors and all the people that we've always had, groups come out and march with us, or sit with us and talk with us and promote testing and all of this. It helps, and it grows every year, and I love it. So.
And this is a safe place for people to come and to have conversation and to not be ashamed and not to be embarrassed, and to provide people with great, valuable resources, which I think is wonderful. And what is the path of the walk?
It is
we start outside the Newman Center and just go around a couple blocks. I'm not very good at verbally explaining the block.
So you don't have to be an elite athlete to participate.
Absolutely not. And it doesn't cost you anything. There are definitely people that put money down on tables or, to help us provide the around 150 families that we provide for. We give grocery gift cards, etc., resources for families impacted by HIV and AIDS, but you don't have to. And we just walk around the block. We have a group from the Metro East that is mostly differently able-bodied folk that come down, and most of them do the walk. Some of them don't. You definitely can stay inside and drink coffee or drink water and hang out and talk, or you can come do it. But it's not an athletic thing.
Right. And as far as if someone isn't able to come out on Saturday, there are different ways for people to donate monetarily.
Sure. Absolutely. You can go to carbondaleaidswalk.org, or you can send a check to P.O. Box 3595 in Carbondale, Illinois, 62902. You can also catch us on Facebook and send us a message, and you can help in lots of other ways too. You don't just have to come to the walk. We do all kinds of things. You can come do educational presentations with me, or just even help me stuff envelopes, or we make safe kits and distribute them to the local bars. Helps not only prevent HIV but and destigmatize and shows awareness, but it prevents other STIs, et cetera, et cetera. So.
And in terms of the fundraising and the monetary donations, those stay all local here in Southern Illinois.
Oh, absolutely. We use any funds from the walk, not only to cover expenses from the walk, because if you go, you'll see that we provide lots of great things, but it provides for the 19 southernmost counties in Illinois that definitely do not have all the resources that they need as HIV impacted families. So,
and why is this walk so important, not only to Carbondale but all of Southern Illinois?
Because one of the things that keeps me in Southern Illinois is the amount of really great community here, especially in Carbondale, and the people that will come out to Carbondale from the other counties. It's always inspiring, and that we take care of every part of our community. And so it's important because this population exists in our community and does a lot of great things in our community. Some of our volunteers are part of the community that we serve. And so it's important because it helps unite us as a community and takes care of everyone. So.
And it's probably really impactful when you see, I've looked at the pictures, just lots of people with their signs coming out in support of your organization and in support of the cause as well. It probably feels really great to have such a good turnout, and it's rain or shine.
Absolutely. Last year, actually, we woke up to just a downpour, and I thought, oh my goodness, and there was another big walk that day. And I thought, goodness, but I was so inspired because as I'm lugging all of the supplies in these heavy totes up to the Newman Center and thinking, this is all going to be for nothing, everyone came out, everyone. And there was just tons of umbrellas, and it was great. I loved it.
And you mentioned people bringing signs with them.
Mm-hmm.
So are they encouraged to bring signs with them, or will you have the supplies to make them?
Yeah, they can absolutely bring supplies. Some people have even made their own groups, sign making, little meetup and stuff. But we absolutely will have tons of supply making or sign making supplies. We'll have tubs of markers and all the poster board you can use, and little inspirational ideas even. So.
And it sounds like there's really something for everyone, and it's all in support and all in bringing awareness to AIDS and HIV, which are serious topics that a lot of people don't like to address or don't like to bring up because oftentimes they feel embarrassed or ashamed. But I just want to keep reiterating that this is a safe place where you can go and get resources and connect with other people.
Absolutely. And just the amount of neat organizations to network with. You might not know a lot about HIV or AIDS. Come out anyway and find out, and see and talk to all of these different community groups and leaders that didn't know about HIV and AIDS, because it's definitely not covered in all of the county's, educational criteria. But you'll learn, and you'll learn the way they did by coming and joining us.
And so it starts at 11?
It starts at 10 a.m. at Newman Center. If you'd like to get in on the free, fresh, hot breakfast while making signs, you don't have to make signs. You could just come chit-chat, drink coffee, help us get started. And then at 11, that's when the speakers will start, and then we'll march.
And do you need to sign up in advance, or do you just show up?
Nope, you don't have to. You definitely can if you'd like to by visiting us on the Facebook or CarbondaleAIDSWalk.org. But you can definitely just show up. That's what most people do.
Julie, is there anything else you would like to add? Maybe we forgot to ask you.
Nope, I would just leave with the ask of going to at least our Facebook and going to Southern Illinois AIDS Coalition and liking us, because we have lots of great information on there, and you can follow us for updates.
And I know you mentioned during your interview that you do presentations throughout Southern Illinois, so if someone would like to schedule one of those, I'm sure your contact information is on there.
Absolutely. We would love it. We definitely do the rural counties of the 19 counties for those, so hit us up.
Right. Julie Robinson, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for today. We hope you have a wonderful Monday.
It's Grandma's Jazz. Hi, I'm Gene Armstrong, inviting you to join me Saturday morning at 10 for big band, swing, and a lot of great vocals. I'll provide the music that'll make your Saturday chores more pleasant. It's Grandma's Jazz, Saturday from 10 a.m. till noon on Community Radio for Southern Illinois, WDBX FM 91.1, and streaming live at WDBX.org.
Support comes from WorkCare, providing occupational health and wellness solutions to improve workforce productivity. Learn more at WorkCareReadyWell.com.
This government had an idea and Parliament made it law. It seems like it's illegal to fight for the union anymore. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? We set off to join the picket lines, but together we cannot fail. We got stopped by police at the county line. They said, go home, boys, or you'll go into jail. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Well, it's hard to explain to a crying child why her daddy won't go back. So the family suffer, but it hurts me more to hear a scab say, sod you, Jack. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?
Social classes and the class divide in the U.S. and around the world. I'm I'm Rich Whitney.
I'm Paula.
In the U.S. today, the top 1% owns more wealth than the lowest 90% combined. More fundamentally, a small minority of the population owns most of the means of generating wealth, while the vast majority of us must work for them, or at least try to, in order to make a living. We examine matters of class because the division of society into social classes